Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do a collective, a little extra collective, a crow collective for today. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on anyone else's energy. We're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle. Y'all knew that was coming. Y'all knew it. I do have the door open just in case any of the cats need to come in. I just got home from the doctor and had a little nosh and fed the cats, and I think Harley's trying to hack up a fur ball, I think. So I left the door open just in case she needs a little comfort. I went to the doctor. It actually went well. I'm very excited. Very excited. Don't need an MRI. They took like 2 or 3 or 4 x-rays again of my knee. And when I tell you the x-ray machine that they used this time at this different ortho center, but she looked at the x-rays and she's like, yeah, we can see the arthritis, the bursitis. She's like, you can see where the patella is kind of like, that's where I'm actually having issues, even though, like, well, anyway, she's like judging, looking at the x-ray and then feeling my knee and not like me not having any pain, like when she pulls and tugs on my knee and my leg. She's like, you don't need an MRI. She's like, your meniscus is fine, your ACL is fine. She's like, it's your patella. She's like, you're just experiencing like inflammation, stuff like that. So she's like, take it easy on the treadmill, take it easy walking. They gave me a sheet for some exercises to work out my knee so I can kind of get it back to go, I mean, kind of sort of back to where it was. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm super, super glad. I literally started crying in the car on the way home. I'm like, you heard me. Like I said, I said, why are you doing this to me? Like, now I realize I'm pretty sure it was God just saying, hey, you can take it down a notch. It's okay. Like, don't hurt yourself. Then I hurt myself. And he's like, see, I told you. 3 on the table. We're going to do 2 more shuffles here. I hope everybody had as fabulous a Wednesday as I have had. I got the all clear at the dentist. I don't have to go back for 4 months, not 3, 4. And then good news with my knee. I'm very excited. And what's funny is I'm always thankful and grateful. And I always feel like every day where I get up and I get to live, I feel like I'm blessed. But it's when the good things happen, like something finally goes your way, you're just like, man, like this is why I believe. This is why I hold myself to a higher power, right? This is why I follow God, this is why I live my life the way I live it, because these little miracles are absolutely freaking amazing. They blow my mind. And anybody else could look and be like, oh, that ain't no miracle. No, it is. It really is. It really is. We got 4 with the bottom of the deck. We got abundance. We got displacement. We've got commitment. And bottom of the deck, we got risk. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Okay, I don't want to. I feel like I've been the bearer of bad news lately. If it resonates, if it doesn't resonate, I mean, if you don't know something to be true, then it doesn't resonate. Okay, leave it on the table. Someone is going to lose abundance because they're going to get into a commitment that they're not supposed to be getting into. And with the commitment card, does it have to be a relationship? No, it doesn't have to. It could be, leaving your old job and going to a new one, starting a new career, leaving high school and going to college. I mean, it could literally be anything. Like you're committing to something that you shouldn't be committing to, and you're going to lose your abundance. It could be something as light as, you get readings, right? You get readings from readers, and every time you get a Sagittarius reading, because you're a Sag, the reader tells you, oh, you got to save your money, quit spending your money. And let's say you go out and you blow like $1,000 on video games. God is going to turn around and take away whatever abundance you have, something that you consider abundance. They're going to take it away from you because you couldn't commit to saving that $1,000 or even like half of it, right? Let's say you got $1,000. You did some overtime at work, you got a gift, whatever, you got $1,000. You could have saved 500 and spent 500, but no, you blew it. And now God is like, well, guess what? Since you couldn't like meet me halfway, since you couldn't save the $1,000 and you couldn't meet me halfway, I'm going to take away something that you consider abundance. So, and I'm just going to say this, it's usually like tit for tat, right? Like, let's just be honest. It's usually tit for tat. Okay. So we'll go with the same scenario. You come into $1,000 out of nowhere. You should have saved it. You should have at least tried to save half of it, right? You blow it all on video games. God is going to turn around and be like, okay, well, this month you're not going to qualify for overtime. So you're going to lose $1,000 off your regular paycheck. Sucker, should have saved that $1,000. Told you, didn't I? Whatever it is, it gives like that kind of vibe. Like somebody's going to commit to something or someone, and it's going to knock something off for them. Like they're going to lose something. And we all get readings like that, right? Like I have my favorite readers that I watch for Gemini and Virgo, occasionally Aries, and occasionally a lot less occasionally, but occasionally I watch Leo because it's my North Node. Plus my brother and my mom are Leo, so I kind of like to keep an eye on them. Anyway. Not that I would ever really know technically, certain things about their lives because I don't ask questions, but it's interesting to watch the readings and be like, I wonder if they're going through that. Especially when things don't resonate for you and it's not for you. It's interesting to think about like all the people in your head that it could be. And you're like, like I have one of my best friend is a Gemini too, and she's a little bit older than me, but it's funny because when I watch Gemini readings, I'm like, well, that doesn't resonate for me. I'm like, I wonder if it's for her. And even the lady at work that I used to be friends with, I think I call her, what do I call her? The forever 12-year-old, the forever 13-year-old. She's the one that doesn't like me now because she thinks I'm an asshole. And I still love her. I still want nothing but the best for her. But she's a Gemini too. Her birthday, she's older than me, I think by 2 years, but her birthday is 3 days after mine. And that's why like every other year, like I'll ask for days off around my birthday. And then every other year I won't because I have seniority over her at work and I don't want her to miss out on her birthday all the time, And sometimes like they'll still give her time off, I think, because she badgers them, but whatever. I don't badger them. If they approve it, they approve it. If they don't, they don't. And if for some reason, like I absolutely need the day off, like I tell them, sorry, like you didn't approve it, but I am not going to be here. then I get a point, it happens. But when I watch Gemini readings, sometimes I still think about her too. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's her. Because again, you know what resonates for you. And I've said this before, but like when I first got back into tarot, like I thought everything was about me, right? Because everybody's delusional, everybody goes through that delusional moment. But when you start to recognize, like, I don't think that, like, I don't know that that person is doing that. I don't know that, I didn't do that. You realize, like, not everything is about you, right? Tiny lives, big world, tiny lives. But yes, we hear about this all the time in readings, like you don't do what you're supposed to do, so something gets taken away from you. I mean, I've had it happen. I mean, and the money thing is a perfect example because honestly, I, I think God is looking down on us and literally saying, hey, the economy is not great. Start saving, stupid. Like, I mean, I really think he's probably looking down on everybody and saying that. I mean, let's just be honest. Like, everybody should be saving something. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Like, I'm out there working, I mean, not a 9 to 5, but a 5 to 3. I take on overtime so that I have extra money. And sometimes I take on overtime because I do need it to pay a bill. With it being winter and stuff, I never know what my heating bill is going to be. I don't know what my electric bill is going to be. I just know I want to keep the house warm because I'm getting colder and the house is getting colder because it's colder out there. So if my heating bill is $200, I got to figure out how to pay a $200 gas bill. And if I use less gas, but I use my electric fans, my heaters, I should say, then I'm probably gonna have to pay more in electricity. The only bill that is usually is always consistent for me is my water bill, and I don't use a lot of water. My water bill, I think, is like $20 to $30 a month, and I only get billed for it every 3 months. So $100 with fees and taxes and stuff for 3 months worth of water, it's really not that bad when you think about it. It's really not that bad. And like I said, literally there are some months where I'm paying like $20 a month for water because, you know, and probably more so now in the winter just because it's dry. It's cold and it's dry. So I usually will take a shower like every other day, and I pretty much have set days of the week where I take the shower, and I don't do it the other days. And if I'm on vacation and I'm just at home vegging and it's just me and the cats, I could go 3 or 4 days without a shower. I'll just use wet wipes, like like seriously. So I mean, I always save on water, you know. And now that I'm older and I'm drier and my hair is not as greasy when I don't wash it, like I can get away with it. Like nobody really notices. And it's not like I don't have good hygiene. I know how to wipe my ass and stuff. So I'm just saying. I'm just ranting at this point. But yeah, I think we all get those messages when we watch readings that say you should be saving money. And even me, I have like a little nest egg. I don't have a savings account, I just have a checking, but I have a little nest egg in there and I try to keep it about the same level every month. And my goal for this year is to add to it and add to it and add to it so that I can put money towards my mortgage and save money for Italy. That's my goal. Those are my priorities. And just taking care of me and the cats, you know? But have I always listened to that advice? No. No. I mean, I spent a shit ton of money at Christmas. I bought more gifts for people than I thought I was gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't planning on giving certain people gifts. And then, like, at the last minute, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get them a box of chocolate. It's on sale, it's a good deal, like, why not? Like, I'm gonna get that person a box. Or I got my best friend, the Gemini, I got her some stuff from the bookstore um, that I discovered with my dad the one weekend, and I got my friend from work a few things from the bookstore too. So, I mean, I spent money like where I didn't think I was going to spend money. When we went to the bookstore in Antioch, Illinois, there was a little candy shop, and I told you guys I went back twice. I went there twice. I went there with my dad, and I went back the next freaking day, and I probably spent $150 in chocolate. And that was on top of all the other box chocolate that I bought from Fannie Mae where I used to work. All the chocolate from the candy shop in Antioch, Illinois, I pretty much ate and shared with my dad and my brother. Oh my god. I'm still thinking about those peanut butter nonpareils. They were amazing. And they sell dark chocolate covered espresso beans, which it's very hard to find them around here. Like nobody makes them. And I bought a bag for me and a bag for each one of my friends. Like bon appetito. But yeah, I didn't, like and I've told you guys before, like I save money, I don't save money. I save money, I don't save money. I said my goal this year is to save as much money as I can. Um, but when you know and when you intuitively know, like there's certain things you should be doing, there's certain things you shouldn't be doing, you should try to stick to that as much as possible. That's why I'm saying, like that example of that extra $1,000 and you can't even save half of it. I mean, at least if you saved half of it, God would be like, okay, like I get it. You wanted to treat yourself, but you saved half of it. Fabulous. Kudos. That's a start, right? But when you just get that check in the mail or the gift or the extra OT money and you're like, spent, God's like, what the like, what the are you stupid? Like what's like how many times do I gotta knock it into your skull? If this is a relationship, if this resonates for you relationship wise, it's just someone that you're not supposed to be with. There's some type of karmic issue there. Okay. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't want people to get offended, okay? But I have said it a couple times before, so I'm gonna say it again. Everybody is a karmic to another person, right? Everybody has had a karmic, right? I've told you guys this in the past. If you follow, if you subscribe, if you know my story, I personally feel as though the cats are out there fighting. Probably with the frickin' possum. Those things will attack too. Those things can get violent. And that possum was huge. I wish the light would turn on. The cats are watching. I can hear the cats running in the condo. They're watching something out there. I can't see anything. It's pitch black. My neighbor's light is on in their garage. I hope they're not over there because I always worry like that they have a dog and the dog gets the cats or something. Because I don't know. I don't know if they have pets or not. What the hell was I saying? Hold on, y'all. Ah! Ah! I don't know why the light hasn't gone off. on the neighbor's porch. Maybe that'll scare whatever it is away. I don't know. Maybe not. It's probably the cat and the possum, I'm telling you. Even with the snow, I can't see anything out there. The sky is dark. Anyway, I hate it. I hate knowing there's strays out there, and how do they survive the winter, you know? Anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, karmics. So I've told you guys before, like, I feel like I was karmic to my ex-husband. Like, I was his karmic. Just because how our relationship ended, what I put him through. Not that he didn't put me through stuff, right? But I mean, I did things to him that I never thought I would do. Like, I literally told him I would never do to him, and then I did them, you know? So, I mean, I don't think I could ever apologize to him enough for that, you know? Even though I'm not in love with him anymore, I still want to be friends with him for the rest of my life. You know, I love him. I care for him. I like to talk to him and see how he's doing. And you guys know, if you follow, if you subscribe, I hang out with him and his mom every once in a while. We go out to lunch, we go out to dinner. We went out to Christmas dinner together, or Christmas lunch, I should say. But yeah, like, I was his karmic. I fully believe that. I'm sure I was karmic to someone else, just like somebody was a karmic to me. So when I say you're getting into a relationship that is probably karmic and it's just not meant to work out, you could be karmic to that person. They could be karmic to you. It could be both. It could just be one of those situations where you get together because the two of you like each other and you think it's going to work out, and then it just doesn't. It just doesn't, you know? I'm also going to say this too. When I look at the abundance card and you look at the crows, the crows are checking out the fish here on shore, right? And this one crow is making off with a fish. And if you look at this picture with the displacement, it looks like all the crows are digging through the trash, and some of them might be making off with some of the trash, right? I'm going to say this, for some of you, it might even be like a situation where you get involved with somebody that you're not supposed to get involved with. And part of the abundance that you're going to lose, the repercussion, is because whoever you get involved with, they steal from you. And it doesn't even necessarily mean like, oh, they stole my money, they stole my wallet. It could be like they steal your energy, they steal your ideas, they steal your money, they try to take over your home, they try to take over your life, they keep you from your family, you know, like things like that. You know, it could be like somebody that kind of has like narcissistic tendencies, abusive tendencies, psychological abuse is really what I'm thinking. Because those people will steal from you in a heartbeat and you won't even notice, because like you're like, oh, they're so nice. Yeah, no, they're fucking you over and you're not paying attention because you're like, oh. I mean, how many of us have been in relationships like that? Whether it's lovers, friends, family, you know, not every person has great intentions, you know? That's why everybody always says go with your gut. Listen to your intuition. Follow your guides. Listen to God. If you get a message from an angel, take it. You know? Because even with me, like, and I've told you guys this before, like, there's an older guy, like 60s, that is interested in me at work. I was walking with him for a while, and then he just really turned me off. He was saying some, like, I thought I heard a knocking at my door. Is that my neighbor? Or is that the cat? It's probably my neighbor coming over to ask me why I was barking out my window. I think it was just the cat. She didn't text me or anything. Usually she texts me. Okay, now I lost my train of thought on this. Okay, so there are guys at work that I know that are interested in me, right? The older guy that I was walking with that just totally turned me off because I was never interested in him like that. Like I thought we were friends. And the last time we walked, he said some pretty like disgusting, nasty things to me about personal stuff, and I was like, "Ew, why would you like I'm not interested. Why would you tell me that?" And then there's another guy at work who I like as a friend, and I try to keep it just friendly, not too involved, because I don't want him to think like I'm interested in him like that. I'm not interested in him like that. Not really. I mean, I like talking to him and joking around and stuff, but like I have to kind of I feel like I have to kind of keep it at bay. And after everything happened with the younger guy that I fell in love with at work, like I just feel like I kind of got to watch my step there. But it's funny because those two guys at work that I'm not interested in, like I know if for some reason I thought, okay, well, I'll just get into a relationship with them to see what happens, right? I already know that this would be me. I already know that they would take my energy, take my ideas, feast off my soul kind of thing. You know what I mean? Whether they really mean to or not, the thought is there. It's there. And I know in the back of my mind that either one of those relationships probably would not work out. They probably would just not. It's not even worth it, like I said. So you really got to think about your situation, who you're friends with, who you're interested in, who's interested in you, and that kind of thing, because you don't want to make a misstep and get involved with somebody that you shouldn't be getting involved with. And if your first inkling is don't get involved with them, don't get into a relationship with them, just be friends, just be acquaintances, go with that feeling. Do not change your mind. Go with that feeling. I just heard something in the air tonight. Okay, don't let loneliness dictate getting into relationships either. If you're feeling lonely, don't let that. Trust me, we all feel lonely. I have moments where I feel lonely too. I mean, not often, but I do. We all do, right? Single people feel lonely. It's fine. You have to figure out that stuff for yourself. You have to negotiate through that for yourself. But don't let that loneliness force you into a relationship that you never really wanted. Don't do that. It's not worth it. It ends up just being a waste of time, a waste of energy. It's, I mean, seriously, it really is just not even worth it when you think about it. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I put out the cards before I left because I knew if my appointment didn't run too long, I was going to come home and do a read because I was like, oh, I kind of want to do a crow oracle. So I hope somebody enjoyed it. I hope at least it was entertaining. I hope it resonated for someone. I hope everybody had a wonderful Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'll do affirmations in the morning, readings in the evening. You know the drill. And yeah, I'll talk to you later.